Right, okay guys, welcome to this week's Friday Waffle. Now I am recording this on Thursday, which is last night, if you're watching this on Friday. And yeah, I've still not changed since I got back from work, in case you're thinking he's looking awfully smart tonight. Now, before I kind of start, well, I'm going to get it out the road right now. It is going to be an exceptionally short waffle. For reasons which will become apparent in a few minutes. Apologies about the complete lack of any video content this week even. I mean, the last video I did was on Sunday. This week has just been, it's been a bit of a blur. I've not actually been feeling that great. Now, before anyone asks, I do a COVID test every week and I'm absolutely fine. But on Tuesday night, I was feeling crap, absolutely crap. So by the time I came home from work, took the dogs out for a quick pee, I ended up jumping into a bath and I was in my bed for about 8:30. Now, anyone that knows me, I am not an early bedder. I'm not a stupid late bedder, but usually about 11 o'clock is when I go to bed. But I was just feeling crap and I thought I need to get an early night. So there's been nothing, absolutely nothing on the video game front this week. There's no content. I've not even been playing any games. I mean, I tell a lie, the only thing I touched on very briefly, and I will do a wee look at, was I bought an NES off one of the lads that watches the channel, and he recommended, I was going to get an EverDrive cartridge for it, but have you seen the price of them? I think it's about 120 quid, 130 quid, something like that. It's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money when you think that you're getting the entire library, but it's still a lot of money, you know, considering I paid 40 quid for the machine to then lash out 120 quid on a cartridge. But anyway, my mate Lewis said, look, why don't you get this? And he gave me a link to it's a Japanese knockoff bootleg cartridge thing, which has, I don't know how many games, 600 games, something like that, maybe not as many as that. Now, I gave it a go on Monday, and my first impressions were, this is fantastic, it's perfect. But I noticed, it was in 1942, there was no score on the screen. The title screen looked fine, but when you started playing the game, there was no score at all. And I thought maybe that's just the way it is. So I loaded up an emulator and it doesn't seem to be working properly. The NES one does have a score. So I checked a few other games and they seem to be running a bit slower. Now, I don't know whether that's to do with an NTSC or PAL thing. I don't know. It might have something to do with the fact that this thing cost me 19 quid from China. I don't know. I will eventually get an EverDrive cartridge for it, but that's been the only thing that I've been doing gaming-wise. I've not even really had a chance to play my new MAME cab at all. Not my MAME cab, my new arcade cabinet. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this week my work has been exceptionally busy. Really busy. And it's been busy to the point that I've literally not stopped. It's just been 100 miles an hour every day, all week. And I think sometimes when you have weeks like that, it can kind of take its toll. Plus the fact that I wasn't feeling particularly great. I've just been too tired, hence the reason there's been nothing at all. But hopefully that will get back to normal next week. I am on holiday next week, thankfully. And yeah, I don't mind admitting the holidays come at the right time. Because I need a holiday. I mean, I had a few days off at Christmas, and that has been the only time I've had off since January, since July, I think it's been. So yeah, the holiday is well overdue. One good bit of news, I've got a new job. Now, I wasn't actively looking for a new job, but this opportunity came along, and I had an interview and I got offered the job, and you know what? It's kind of getting back to what I'm about. It's getting back to what I've always done before, and the job that I the job that I've been doing for the last 7 months, I've enjoyed it. I do enjoy it, but I've come to realise that it's not really what I want to do permanently. Now the thing is, I'm getting on in years, as you can probably tell with the grey and getting fat and all that kind of stuff, and forgetful and what else, getting worse at playing games. So I'm not a spring chicken. I can't afford to be chopping and changing jobs. So I need to kind of now be thinking, you know, my next job needs to really try and be my last job. And I'm hoping the company that I'm going to work for is a big, big company. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't like really discussing things like this. But I'm hoping, I'm really excited about starting. I'll be starting in 6 weeks' time. So yeah, looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to it. So there's been I've had a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to kind of deal with and think about over these last couple of weeks, which is the reason I have been quite kind of quiet on the YouTube front. Saying that, you know, it's a bizarre thing. I've noticed my subscribers has jumped up by about 30 in the last, maybe 3 weeks, which is a lot for me because the channel seemed to sit stagnant for a while. In fact, if anything, I would gain 2 subscribers and lose 5. You know, it just kind of absolutely stayed static for a while, but it's kind of picked up again. So, you know, thank you to anyone that's watching this, that has just kind of joined the channel, started watching it. Thank you very much for taking time to watch my videos, and even bigger thanks for subscribing. Hopefully, you know, you're going to see enough content that's going to make you want to stay. I do normally put out lots of videos. I do try and put out maybe 3 videos a week. I used to put out more, but you know, life has moved on. Things have changed in my life, so I don't really have the same amount of time. Things that you can look forward to, if that's the right phrase. I do a live Sunday stream every Sunday, 6 till 8, or in the case of this Sunday coming, it's going to be 5 until 9, purely and simply because I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday next week, so I'm not getting up early, so I don't mind doing an extended Sunday stream. So join me for that. I always do the Friday Waffle. It sometimes comes out on a Saturday. It just depends what's happening in my life. And I do try and put out another kind of random videos in between that. But yeah, anyway, listen, I'm kind of waffling a wee bit, which is the point of these, I suppose. But I've not really got anything gaming wise to talk about. So I'm just going to batter straight into questions. We've got a few questions. So from Highlander, this might have been asked before, but here goes. Question for next week's Waffle: what or who is your favourite gaming mascot or character? I don't think I think because I'm an older gamer, I don't really get attached to gaming characters. I think if you were 12 years old, you might have a Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt or a Mario baseball cap, whatever. So I don't really get into games because of the character as such. So I mean, like I say, stuff like Zelda or whatever, I don't have any massive, I don't have any, you know, big loves for any particular character. But I mean, what are my favourite kind of characters that appear in video games? I do like is it Yamo out of Bruce Lee? I think he's quite a cool little character, a little green Yamo. He's just very, very distinctive. What else? I suppose like the spaceship and Defender. I suppose the little character that you play in Robotron. What else? Is there any other real? The camels, the mutant camels. Yeah, I mean, as far as a character that you actually control, I can't really think of any. Evil Otto, you don't control him as such, but yeah, they're all iconic characters. So no, I don't really have a favorite. You know, I base games on do I enjoy a game or not, and it's not so much about, you know, the graphics or whatever. I mean, I suppose I could say like Super Pipeline, the little characters on that, you know, but then it's not really the characters that I enjoy, it's the overall game that I enjoy playing. I mean, you know, you can't rule out Space Invaders, totally iconic characters. So yeah, not a great answer, Highlander, but thank you very much for the question. Anyway, Craig Flanagan, you should be proud of the channel. It's brilliant. Thank you. No hidden agenda, just genuine mates enjoying the hobby. You can't put a price on that, and I love it. Keep it going. Thank you very much, Craig. From time to time, and any person that does make YouTube content, from time to time, depending on what's going on in your life, the channel can, the enthusiasm and the passion for a channel can start to wane from time to time. And I think mine's has been, but it's not that my passion is waning, it's just other things come along. And I mean, that's why there are channels that will just disappear, because real life comes along and it does take its toll. You know, YouTube for me, it's just a hobby. And so it has to kind of fit around everything else that I do. And, you know, from time to time, and it's generally, I suppose it's generally when work starts to kind of get on top of you a wee bit, then it affects the ability, the ability for you to want to come home at night and sit and record videos. I mean, I did have a crack, I think it was on Monday, possibly. I started recording a video, and I was getting one or two wee technical problems, and I just thought, I can't be bothered, I really can't be bothered. So if I'm being 100% honest, I'm flagging a wee bit on the YouTube front. I do still enjoy, I mean, I suppose even making this tonight is a bit of a chore. I mean, I did try to record it earlier on tonight, and I kind of gave up, and I thought, I was like that close from just putting a little post to say that, look, there's not going to be a Friday Waffle tonight, purely and simply just because I've got nothing to talk about. So if I'm being 100% honest, I am struggling a wee bit at the moment, but I'm hoping that once I start my new job, I'll get into a routine with that. The fact that it's going to be getting lighter at nights, we can start getting out. I'm extremely conscious that I've put weight on. I don't exercise. I mean, I used to be a guy that I would go out for a 10-mile run. I would go out for a 10-mile run and wouldn't even blink. You know, I mean, it didn't even cross my mind. I would go out 2-3 times a week, run 10 miles, go out on a Saturday, do 3 miles, go out on a Sunday, run 30 miles. I mean, that's what I was doing up till about maybe 3-4 years ago, and then it started to kind of tail off. And the last couple of years, it's tailed off, and then in the last year, it has just become nothing. Part of that is because I've lost my running mate, and I don't mean he's died. I mean he's got a new relationship. He's got a new girlfriend, and I've basically been dropped. There's no ways to try and butter it up. I am disappointed, to say the least. I mean, the guy, I've been friends with him for a long time, and we've been training together since 2010, ever since I trained for a marathon. Been training with him 3, 4, 5 times a week sometimes for the best part of about 8 years. And then he got a girlfriend, and I just stopped seeing him so much. And of course, COVID came along, the whole isolation thing, all the restrictions, and I've seen him once in the last year. So yeah, that's kind of taking its toll on me. I've been pretty gutted that that's happened, because running it's a hard sport, and when you're trying to run yourself, it does take a lot of dedication. And I always enjoyed, you know, going out running with him, because it gave me company. We'd have a bit of a laugh, and it's a lot easier running with somebody else. And so I don't mind admitting I am pretty gutted that I've kind of lost him as a mate. You know, he might not see it that way. He's probably completely oblivious to it. But yeah, I do know that I need to get myself sorted out. I need to get myself fit. I need to start running again. I say he's got my new job coming up. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hopeful that I'm going to get my teeth into that and really enjoy it. But other parts of my life, I mean, I think we're all in the same boat just now. We're all doing nothing. You know, every day is like Groundhog Day. It really is. Or every day is Groundhog Day, I should say. You come home, you have your dinner, you take the dogs out for a walk, you watch TV, go to bed. It's just the same. There's nothing to look forward to at all. But thankfully, with, you know, as they roll out the vaccines, the more people get them, the closer we are to hopefully kind of getting some sort of normality. So yeah, that's it. Sorry for being quite a miserable waffle, but yeah, listen, Craig, just to kind of get back to what you're saying, I have been struggling big time. I don't mind admitting I've been struggling big time on YouTube, trying to, you know, get enthusiasm. Even, I don't mind admitting, even last Sunday, I kind of struggled to do it. Once I got going, I was absolutely fine. But the thought of doing it, I was just tired. I was so tired, and I just thought, oh, I really can't be bothered doing this. But I did it, and you know, I'm glad I did, because trust me, doing the Sunday live stream, it's always great fun. It's great fun, the interaction with you guys, guys and girls. I can't forget Holly. So yeah, it's always good fun, and I do appreciate, you know, your support. So, and you know, it's when I hear comments like that, you know, it just it does cheer me up, and it does make me realise that I need to keep this going. I mean, I've always said the day I don't want to do this, I'm going to stop, but I do still enjoy it. I know it's just other things at the moment I've kind of taken priority, but I do know that that's going to change. So anyway, listen, Craig, thanks very much for the really nice comments. You know, like I said, I do appreciate every single person. Colin Jones, cracking waffle as always. Love the way we could see your thought process on keyboards. Yeah, someday was it Colin that asked if Kickstarter brought out various keyboards, like a USB, Commodore 64 keyboard, a USB Spectrum keyboard, and I said, well, no, not interested. Why would I bother when I've got a keyboard there? But then I thought to myself, how cool would it be to actually have a proper Commodore 64 keyboard, so you're not having to look about, oh, what key's that? Oh, where's the exclamation mark? It's actually shifting that key. Having USB keyboards for all these different systems would be pretty cool. My question for this week is, drum roll, do you really like any movies that have been universally panned by critics? And if so, what are your most memorable? You see, I'm one of these people. I'm a fairly simple bloke, no laughing at the back. I'm not really into films that take too much thinking. You know, films that have got complicated plots, I just get they just lose me, absolutely lose me, and I lose interest. I prefer films to be quite simple, that I can easily follow and just enjoy, because films are there to entertain. The number of people that go on and on about films, and they overanalyze it. Films are just something to entertain you, and that's it. Films that I've enjoyed that have been universally panned by critics. There's a film, and I know a lot of you are going to go, oh, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. A lot of people don't like remakes, you know, and I'm one of the first. You know, some of the remakes that have come out, you're thinking, no. I mean, like Star Wars, I do enjoy the original 3 Star Wars films. All the other subsequent films have been pretty pish, in my opinion. So I'm not a fan of remakes. But there's a film that came out, I think it was 2016, and it was Ghostbusters, and it was the one that had the 3 girls in it. And lots of people have absolutely condemned it. And I mean, there's even a couple of people that I know that have said it's terrible and they would never watch it, and they've never seen it. Now, I don't understand how somebody can condemn a film when they've never seen it. That doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, yeah, it's not going to be as good as the original Ghostbusters, but, you know what, I quite enjoyed it. And it's a film, for some reason, it's just been, oh, it's shit. Well, I happen to enjoy it, so there you go. The Ghostbusters film that came out in 2016, I think it was. I thought it was all right. It's not a patch on the original, but I don't always base a film on what it is now. Don't compare it. You know, just enjoy it for what it is. And I thought it was all right. Any other films that have been universally panned by critics that I quite enjoyed? I'm trying to think. No, I mean, there's been plenty of films that get great reviews, and I thought that was shite. The Matrix, all the Matrix films, I have got no idea what's going on in them at all. Again, that's just because I'm a bit stupid. Yeah, I can't think of any other films offhand, Colin. But like I says, yeah, Ghostbusters 2016, I thought it was all right. So there you go. Dale Boy, as always, great to see and hear you on the waffle. Thank you, Dale. Question: what is your most unreliable and awful joystick you've ever bought? I mean, when you're talking about joysticks, you're obviously talking about 8-bit machines. Now, the only joysticks I really bought, and I've showed it off before, are these. This is the Wickle Joystick. Now, it's a digital joystick, but you'll see here, look at the movement. There is a lot of play. Oops, let me hold it properly. There's a lot of play in that joystick, but I just love it. Absolutely love it. So I bought 2 of them back in the day when I had my C64 the first time around. Great joysticks. I did buy, over the years, I bought a couple of, Kempston joysticks. I just think they're shit. They're so plasticky. I don't like them. When people talk about joysticks from the 80s, they automatically talk about the Kempston 2 or the Quick Shot. I just thought they were cheap and nasty. Never really got into them at all. I think I did buy a couple of them in the past, Dale, and I just thought they were crap. If you could sum up in one sentence your gaming experience in the 80s, what would it be in one sentence? Oh, blimey. What would it be? My gaming experience of the 80s, it would be innovative. It would be exciting. It was being made up as we went along, or not, we didn't make it up, but you know, the whole industry, it was new. We didn't know where it was going to go. We didn't know where it was going to end up. We didn't know what was around the corner. If I think about myself as an 18-year-old with a Commodore 64, and then somebody was to show me, I don't know, like a PlayStation 4 screenshot, you just wouldn't believe that you could have something like that. Or if somebody was to show me a screenshot of an arcade game running on a PC, I wouldn't believe it. I just wouldn't have believed it. I never imagined that we could go from that to where we are now. But yeah, to sum it up in one sentence: exciting, innovative, lucky. I was lucky to be there in the 80s. I think people now that, people my daughter's age, 17 years old, they've always had consoles, they've always had smartphones and videos and all that kind of stuff, and I don't think they've got the excitement that we had. We were excited about seeing a little square on a TV move by twisting a little knob, because we were going from watching a TV to be able to interact with it, and that was super special. So yeah, just lucky. I was lucky to be alive in the 80s, Dale. Again, another shit answer to the question, but listen, thank you very much anyway. P.S. I've sent a picture of your room to Shaw Taylor of Police 5. Keep them peeled. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Dale. None at all. And Milthy Swinbuckle. Hello again, Main Meister. Question for next waffle. Bit of a run-of-the-mill question, this one, and one that can change week in and week out. What are your top 5 favourite arcade games? Well, this is one I do get asked a lot, and as I keep saying, it could change daily. Defender, Galaxian, Berserk, Track and Field, and Robotron. There we go. Other close seconds would be Asteroids, Terra Cresta, 1942, Commando. I'm just looking down at your list. Let's have a wee look. Anything else here? Yeah, I mean, there's so many games, but I think it would have to be these 5 that I said. So anyway, listen, thank you very, very much for your question, Milthy. London Retro Video Games. Hi, Alan. What would you say is your favourite type of waffle? Friday Waffle. Oh, no, sorry, not that type. Belgian, American, potato, Stroop Waffle, or other. I'm not a big... I don't think I have tried waffles in the past. I think it would have to be one of the sweet waffles that you put butter and syrup on. I don't know. Is that an American waffle? I think it is. The waffles I used to get quite a lot as a kid were the potato ones, but it would have to be one of these nice kind of sweet pancakey type ones, I think. And down the rabbit hole, this is the last set of questions. Excuse me. Hi, Alan. In last week's waffle, you said you bought that Capcom arcade collection for the Nintendo Switch, but I'm annoyed that they forgot the classic beat-em-up Darkstalkers from their list. Do you think Capcom have forgotten this beloved series? I'll be honest, Kev. I do. I think this Darkstalkers are the ones with like vampires. I'm not a beat-em-up fan, so it's not a game I've particularly played. I mean, I've probably played it a couple of times, but I don't really know. Have they not? Is it a series that they've kind of not kept up with? The thing about beat-em-ups, obviously, Street Fighter it's a recognised franchise. You've got Mortal Kombat, and I suppose Tekken. Are they still making Tekken games? I think they are. But there are so many other games, I suppose, beat-em-ups that, where do they stop? It's a kind of infinite sort of like conveyor belt of beat-em-ups. But I'm not massively familiar with Darkstalkers, Kev. Secondly, there's a game for the Vectrex everyone is talking about called Vector Blade, and I've seen videos about it, but I don't get all the hype. Do you have any interest in it? Well, what I'm going to do, Kev, I can't say I've even heard of it. Right. Oh, you shut up, Alan. What's it called? Hyperblade. Hyperblade. It says Hyperblade, didn't you? No, Vector Blade, I beg your pardon. Vector Blade, let's have a look. Vector Blade and the Vectrex. Oh. I'll just turn down the sound. Kinda looks. Yeah, it just looks. It's kind of like how do you describe it? It's a static screen shooter, similar to like Galaxian, and you've got kind of power-ups that are dropping down the screen. I mean, it does look nice. Is it anything particularly special? Yeah, I mean, it does. It's moving pretty fast. I'm looking at a level here called Mindstorm. It looks like all the kind of the Mindstorm enemies that are just kind of tumbling down the screen. It does look interesting. I can't. That's the first time I've actually seen it, Kev. I mean, there's some stuff that they're putting out for the Vectrex now, which is just ridiculous. Ridiculous in a good way. I mean, they've even managed to, what do you call it? They can run emulated or emulated ROMs like Star Wars. If you've got this sort of specific cartridge, you can run stuff like Star Wars, which is pretty epic. I'm just looking at this just now. Actually, it does look nice. It does look really nice. But yeah, it looks kind of like Galaga meets Galaxian, and there's power ups and wee coins and that kind of thing falling down the screen. It does look nice, I have to say, Kev. But is it the best thing ever? I'm not quite sure. And the last thing is, sorry, no, there's two more bits to go. I thought you might find it funny that the old joke about running Doom on everything now includes the Vectrex. Someone is making Doom for the Vectrex. You know what? That doesn't surprise me in the slightest, Kev. Like I said, what they're managing to do with the Vectrex now is pretty insane. And finally, there's a huge PlayStation Store sale going on for the past week or so. Are you going to buy anything? And also, should we be worried that Sony are slashing prices on PlayStation 4 games now suddenly? I'm not aware of the PlayStation sale, Kev. I'll be honest, I've not had my PlayStation 4 on for about a month. And even then, when I did switch it on, I was literally just buying the games because I've got the PlayStation Plus. I was clicking on the game, buying it, not downloading it. So I've not bought anything at all. No, I haven't. Should we be worried that Sony are slashing prices on PlayStation 4 games? You know what? I wouldn't get overly worried. I think that's actually quite a good thing. Because, I mean, the thing is, we all know what's going on with PlayStation 5. The fact that you can't buy a PlayStation 5, I mean, it came out, when did it come out? 3-4 months ago, and you still can't buy one? I mean, what is going on? What is going on? I mean, one of my mates has been trying to buy, a couple actually, since launch. And every time he gets into a queue, he'll get a heads up that a company's got some in. I mean, he tried to get in. He found out that Game were going to be stocking some. He got right in, and he waited an hour, and then it came up. They're all sold out. So that just kind of sickens me. I just think it's disgusting that scalpers are doing that. Scalpers are basically buying up all the stock. But I do think that companies like Sony are responsible as well. I think they could come up with some technology to stop people like that buying stuff. So the fact that us sort of normal consumers cannot buy a PlayStation 5, I think you should just forget about it. Forget that the PlayStation 5 is even out. Enjoy the PlayStation 4. And if you're saying, Kev, there's loads of sales going on for games, just buy PlayStation 4 games because they still do look amazing. I've not played I've not even seen a PlayStation 5 game. A few people have mentioned that they're not worth buying because there's really no difference. So, now is the time to play a PlayStation 4 because if you're getting games for pennies, then why not? So anyway, listen, guys, quite have managed to extend this to 33 minutes is beyond me. Apologies about a pretty piss poor Friday Waffle. Like I says, I've just my head's not been in it for a couple of weeks, and I will. Like I said, once I kind of get settled down in the new job, and the later nights come in, and I start getting out running, start to feel a wee bit better about myself, I'm sure things will be. I'm absolutely fine, by the way. So please don't say I hope you're okay. I am absolutely fine. I'm just tired. I'm just really tired, which has been the reason I've not really done a great deal. But I will be along on Sunday, hopefully 5 o'clock until 9 for it's basically you pick a game, any system. If I've got it, I'll play it. So anyway, guys, listen, I hope you all have a really nice weekend. I will see you on Sunday. As always, thank you very much for watching.